Today in this session, we shall discuss things relating to the types of sentences which makes a complete sense. That means, each group of words is a complete sentence. So, a sentence is nothing but a group of words which makes a complete sense. వాక్యము అంటే కొన్ని పదాల సముదాయం, గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ వర్డ్స్ విచ్ మేక్స్ ఎ కంప్లీట్ సెన్స్, ఒక పరిపూర్ణ అర్థం ఇచ్చేటువంటి కొన్ని పదాల సముదాయాన్ని మనం వాక్యం అంటాం. సో ఈవెన్ ఇన్ ఇంగ్లీష్ ఆల్సో a sentence is defined as a group of words which makes a complete sense. Now, let us go back to these words. A group of words which are called types of sentences. Now, let us think about the types or kinds of sentences. There are 4 different types or kinds of sentences in English. What are they? They are 1. Assertive or declarative sentences. 2. Interrogative sentences. 3. Imperative sentences. 4. Exclamatory sentences. So, in all, there are 4 different types or kinds of sentences in English. Let us discuss what is an assertive sentence or a declarative sentence. It is otherwise called a declarative sentence. Similarly, what is an interrogative sentence and imperative sentences? Similarly, what are the qualities of an imperative sentence? What are the qualities of an interrogative sentence? What are the qualities of an exclamatory sentence? And what are the qualities of an assertive sentence? All these things we shall discuss now. An assertive sentence. See, look at these sentences. Read them. Suman went to school. My mother gave me a glass of lime juice. He did not play chess with me. I don't like sweets. If you look at these sentences, what do we notice? In the first 2 sentences, there is something told, asserting. Someone went to school. So, it is a declaration that he has gone to school. Someone went to school. Who went to school? Someone. Similarly, second sentence, my mother gave me a glass of lime juice. So, it is an assertion. Assertion about mother giving a glass of lime juice. Third sentence, he did not play chess with me. You are asserting that he did not, the other person, he did not play chess with me. వాడు నాతో ఆడలేదు. I don't like sweets. నాకు స్వీట్స్ అంటే ఇష్టం లేదు. These 2 sentences, there we find not. So, the meaning is negative. He did not play chess with me. I don't like sweets. So, these 2 are negative sentences. And 1 and 2, Suman went to school, my mother gave me a glass of lime juice. These 2 sentences, there is no negativity there. So, they are affirmative sentences, whereas sentences 3 and 4, sentence 3 and sentence 4, each of these sentences is a negative sentence. So, these 2 sentences are negative sentences, first 2 sentences are affirmative sentences. So, All these sentences are simple statements. They state, declare or assert something. నొక్కి వక్కాణించడం అంటాం, గట్టిగా నిర్దేశించి చెప్పడం. Therefore, they are called declarative, declare చేసి చెప్పడం, or assertive sentences, నొక్కి వక్కాణించడం. If you closely examine these sentences, you will notice that the first and second statements are positive statements, and they are called affirmative sentences. So, affirmative sentences are nothing but positive statements. Similarly, the third and fourth statements convey negative sense. So, there is negativity. They are called negative sentences. We may consider that assertive sentences are of now two kinds. So, assertive sentences ఎన్ని రకాలు ఉన్నాయి? ఒకటి affirmative sentences, రెండోది negative sentences. So, two kinds of sentences are there in assertive sentences. Okay? And now we move on to next variety of sentences, interrogative sentences. What is interrogative? Interrogation. It's nothing but questioning, questions. Questions are called interrogative sentences. So, read the sentences there. Did you go to school yesterday? Have you done your homework? What do you like to do during holidays? Why are you late to school today? So, these are all questions, asking questions. This is another kind of sentences, another kind, another type of sentences, whether types or kinds. This is the second type of sentences. Did you go to school yesterday? Nena badiki vellava. Have you done your homework? What do you like to do during holidays? Holidays are approaching, and what do you like to do? Why are you late to school today? So, among these four sentences, the first two begin with a helping verb, did, have. So, these two kinds of questions, these two form a separate variety of questions which start with a helping verb. Are you sure of doing this? So, it starts with are. Are you sure? Similarly, will you come to meet me tomorrow? So, it is another question which begins with helping verb. So, questions helping verb, starting with helping verbs, that is one variety. And now, look at the third and fourth sentences there. What, why, like that. And there may be several other question words like what, when, where, which, how many, like that. So, sentences which begin with helping verbs and questions that begin with question words. So, in this second variety of interrogative sentences, we find two varieties again. What are they? As we see, even though all the sentences are questions since they end with a question mark, a sentence that is asking a question is called an interrogative sentence, and if you closely examine them, we notice that questions 1, 2 begin with helping verbs, and answers for these questions are ఎస్ ఆర్ నో. దీనికి సమాధానం హెల్పింగ్ వెర్బ్తో ప్రారంభమయ్యే ప్రశ్నకు సమాధానం ఎస్ ఆర్ నో. సో దే ఆర్ కాల్డ్ ఎస్ ఆర్ నో క్వశ్చన్స్. సో ఎస్ ఆర్ నో క్వశ్చన్స్, the first two questions which begin with a helping verb are known as yes or no questions. And the second variety of questions which begin with interrogative words like what, why, they are the questions which begin with interrogative words. What are other interrogative words? What, when, why, where, which, how many, like that. They are all interrogative words. The questions that begin with interrogative words are called work questions. So, yes or no questions and work questions. Two types of questions are there. Two types of interrogative sentences. Two types of interrogative sentences. Similarly, in the previous case, assertive sentences. Even in the assertive sentences also we have two varieties. What are they? They are affirmative and negative. And now among these interrogative sentences also we have two varieties. One is questions which begin with helping verb or yes or no questions. Questions that begin with interrogative word, that is work questions. Now, let us move on to the next variety, imperative sentences. Third variety, imperative sentences. See, look at these sentences, read them. Shut the door. Don't speak loudly in the class. Get me a glass of water, please. Please lend me your bicycle for an hour. Will you please give me a lift? So, these are all imperative sentences. If you observe all these sentences, you may find one common quality. What is it? All these sentences begin with verb, like shut the door, don't speak, get me, lend me. Okay? So, like that, the sentences which begin with main verb, which begin with verb, are called imperative sentences. And these imperative sentences, if you closely look at them, the sentences 1 and 2, shut the door, don't speak loudly in the class, they are just like commands, whereas sentences 3 and 4 and 5, there is a sense of requesting. So, they are called, they are requests. Get me a water, please. Get me a glass of water, please. Please lend me your bicycle for an hour. Will you please give me a lift? So, these are requests. So, in imperative sentences we have got two varieties again. Here we notice that these sentences begin with verb. Sentences which begin with verbs are known as imperative sentences, and the verbs in the sentences are said to be in imperative mood. So, the name imperative sentences, imperative, is given to them because the verbs are in imperative mood. And in all these imperative sentences, the subject is generally you. Shut the door. Who has to shut the door? You. That is implied. Even though you is the subject of the sentence, it is omitted. In these commands or requests, we find that the subject is omitted and it is generally you. The sentences 3 and 4, although they begin with verbs, there is a mode of request, and so they are requests. The sentence 5 is also a request, but it is in the form of a yes/no question. So, the commands, requests and serious advices are imperative sentences. What is the serious advice here among the sentences given over there? Look at second sentence. The second sentence, don't speak loudly in the class. It is an advice. It is neither an order nor a request. Don't speak loudly in the class. So, it is a serious advice. If you speak loudly in the class, that will cause a disturbance. So, don't speak loudly. It is an advice. So, whether it is a request or an order or a serious advice, they are all imperative sentences. Okay? And now, we move on to another variety, the fourth variety of sentences. They are exclamatory sentences and wishes. See, look at these sentences. What a fool he is! How beautiful monument Taj is! What a pity he met with a terrible road accident. May God bless you. Happy birthday to you. So, all these sentences express some sudden feeling, a sudden feeling. What a fool he is. After knowing about the individual and about his foolishness, we express our feeling, what a fool he is. And when we go and see the Taj Mahal, we rather feel happy and we get exclaimed, oh, how beautiful monument Taj is. We wonder about its beauty and say, how beautiful monument Taj is. Likewise, what a pity he met with a terrible accident. Bah, ఏమి యాక్సిడెంట్ అయ్యా పాపం. వాట్ ఏ పిటీ, ఆ యాక్సిడెంట్ పాపం వాడు జరిగిపోయింది. వాట్ ఏ పిటీ, యూ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ యువర్ piteousness. May God bless you. It is a wish. Happy birthday to you. It is again a wish. So, exclamatory sentences and wishes, all these things express a sudden feeling mainly. And here we notice each of these sentences express a strong and sudden feeling. And all these end with an exclamatory mark. An exclamatory mark is put at the end of each sentence. The first sentence expresses a strong feeling of anger. What is that sentence? Look at the first sentence and second sentence. What a fool he is, first one, where the speaker expresses a sudden feeling of anger. What a fool he is. Okay? And then the first sentence expresses a strong feeling of anger. The second sentence expresses a strong and sudden feeling of appreciation. What's that sentence? How beautiful monument Taj is. So, here the speaker expresses appreciation, strong and sudden feeling of appreciation. The third sentence expresses a strong sense of sorrow and sympathy. Third sentence, what a pity. Here, what is expressed? Sorrow. What a pity, he met with a terrible road accident. What a pity it is. So, the third sentence expresses a strong sense of sorrow and sympathy. When you express your feeling of sorrow and sympathy, there also we put what we call the exclamatory mark. So, it is an exclamatory sentence. These are all exclamatory sentences. And then wishes. Fourth and fifth sentences are wishes. What are they? May God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Wish you grand success. Wish the program grand success. Now, Telugu World Conference is going on in Telangana. So, let us all wish that it would be highly successful. So, it is a wish. So, even wishes also end with exclamatory mark. So, exclamatory sentences and wishes. Now, let us sum up. How many kinds of sentences are there in all? There are 4 types of sentences in all. 1. Assertive sentences. 2. Interrogative sentences. 3. Imperative sentences. And 4. Exclamatory sentences and wishes. The exciting thing is, in each and every variety of sentences, again there are 2 different types. First one, assertive sentences. Again there are 2 types or subcategories, let us say. What are those 2 subcategories in assertive sentences? Affirmative, negative. And then in interrogative sentences, questions that begin with helping verb and questions that start with a question word. And 3, imperative sentences. Again here also 2 varieties are there. What are they? Orders, requests. And of course, there are strong suggestions also. Exclamatory sentences and wishes. Here also 2 things are there, exclamatory sentences and wishes. These 2 end with a mark of exclamation, while interrogative sentences end with a question mark, exclamatory sentences and wishes end with a mark of exclamation. But assertive sentences and imperative sentences, they end with only full stop. Okay? And now, let us sum up assertive sentences. Someone went to school, my mother gave me a glass of lime juice, he did not play chess with me, I do not like sweets. The first 2 affirmative sentences, 3rd and 4, they are negative sentences. Interrogative sentences, the first 2, did you go to school yesterday? Have you done your homework? These 2 start with helping verbs. So, they are yes-no questions. Questions that begin with a helping verb is an yes-no question, a yes-no question. So, 1, 2 are yes-no questions. 3 and 4, what do you like to do during holidays? Why are you late to school today? These 2 begin with an interrogative word. So, these 2 are called work questions. Interrogative sentences, work questions, and yes no questions. Two varieties are there in these interrogative sentences. And then comes imperative sentences. Shut the door. Don't speak loudly in the class. Get me a glass of water, please. Please lend me your bicycle for an hour. Will you please give me a lift? Can you lend me your pen? I have forgotten my pen. Can you please lend me your pen? Could you kindly lend me your pen? Would you mind to show me the way to the post office? These are all requests in the form of questions, starting with helping verbs, will, can, could, like that. So, the first one is an order, second one is a strong advice, 3, 4 and 5, these are requests. Mainly orders, requests are the two varieties in these imperative sentences. And now, fourth variety, exclamatory sentences and wishes. What a fool he is, how beautiful monument Taj is, what a pity he met with a terrible road accident. May God bless you, happy birthday to you. So, here we find exclamatory sentences and wishes, exclamations and wishes. So, in all there are four main varieties of sentences. They are called four types of sentences in English, and in each and every type there are mainly two subcategories. Okay? And now, let us think about how we can transform one type of sentence into other type of sentence. The transformation or conversion of a sentence means changing its form or type without changing its sense or meaning. అర్థం మారకుండా ఒక రకంగా ఒక టైప్లో ఉన్నటువంటి వాక్యాన్ని మరొక రకమైనటువంటి ఇంకొక టైప్ ఆఫ్ సెంటెన్స్గా మార్చడం, అర్థం మారకుండా. దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ కన్వర్షన్ ఆఫ్ వన్ టైప్ ఆఫ్ సెంటెన్స్ into another type of sentence. Okay? Now, let us see how we will do that. Changing an exclamatory sentence into an assertive sentence and vice versa. So, vice versa means అటు ఇటుకి ఇటు అటుకి ఎక్స్క్లమేటరీని అసర్టివ్గా, అసర్టివ్ని ఎక్స్క్లమేటరీ సెంటెన్స్గా ఎలా మార్చవచ్చునో చూద్దాం. What a wonderful opportunity! What a wonderful opportunity it is! It is a very wonderful opportunity. What a wonderful opportunity it is! That means it is a very wonderful opportunity. That is assertive sentence. Okay? Here we don't find any strong and sudden feeling, expression of sudden feeling. When there is no strong and sudden feeling being expressed, then it will be an assertive sentence. If a strong or sudden feeling is expressed, then it is an exclamatory sentence. So, how we can change it? You can notice from the example, and let us see some more examples. Exclamatory. Oh, that I were young again. Oh, that I were young again. నేను మళ్ళా కరోనా అయిపోతే ఎట్ట బాగుంటుంది, కరోనా అయితే ఎలా ఉంటుంది అన్నట్టు. Assertive. I wish I were young again. Exclamatory. How kind of you to help him like that. అబ్బా ఎంత చక్కగా వాడికి హెల్ప్ చేసావు. హౌ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యూ, నీది ఎంత దయార్ద్ర హృదయం, అతనికి చక్కగా హెల్ప్ చేసావు. హౌ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యూ టు హెల్ప్ హిమ్. Assertive. It is very kind of you to help him, like that. ఇట్స్ వెరీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యూ. ఇలా మార్చినప్పుడు ఆ ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఆఫ్ సడన్ ఫీలింగ్ అనేటువంటిది లేకుండా మామూలు సాధారణ వాక్యంగా మార్చేసేస్తున్నాం అనమాట. ఇట్స్ వెరీ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యూ టు హెల్ప్ హిమ్ లైక్ దాట్. సో నౌ వైస్ వర్సా, ఫ్రమ్ అసర్టివ్ టు ఎక్స్క్లమేటరీ, హీ ఈజ్ ట్రూలీ నోబుల్. అతడు చాలా మంచి వ్యక్తి, నిజాయితీపరుడు, మంచి వ్యక్తి. Exclamatory, how noble he is. That is how we can convert that assertive sentence into an exclamatory sentence. ఒక సాధారణ వాక్యాన్ని ఒక సడన్ ఫీలింగ్ ఎక్స్ప్రెస్ చేసే వాక్యంగా మార్చడం. అసర్టివ్, ఫిఫ్త్ సెంటెన్స్ చూడండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇండీడ్ ఏ గ్రేట్ ప్లెజర్. అది నిజానికి చాలా ఆనందదాయకమైన విషయం, ఎంతో సంతోషకరమైన విషయం. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇండీడ్ ఏ గ్రేట్ ప్లెజర్. అది చాలా ఆనందకరం, గొప్ప ఆనందకరం. ఎక్స్క్లమేటరీ, వాట్ ఎ గ్రేట్ ప్లెజర్ ఇట్ ఈస్. ఓహ్, వాట్ ఎ గ్రేట్ ప్లెజర్. సో హియర్ there would be the expression of sudden feeling. When we change into the exclamatory sentence, what happens there? You will be expressing your sudden feeling. And when it is an assertive sentence, meaning is not changed, but you are transforming into an ordinary statement. If the expression is in an ordinary statement, it is assertive sentence. If the expression is sudden, about sudden feeling, if a sudden feeling is expressed, then it is an exclamatory sentence. Only the format changes, but the meaning is just the same. Meaning doesn't change. And now let us see some more conversions. Changing an interrogative sentence into an assertive sentence and వైస్ వెర్సా. సో ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాం మనం? ఇంటరాగేటివ్ సెంటెన్స్ని అసర్టివ్ సెంటెన్స్గా మారుస్తాము, అలాగే అసర్టివ్ సెంటెన్స్ని ఇంటరాగేటివ్ సెంటెన్స్గా మారుస్తాము. వైస్ వెర్సా. ఇంటరాగేటివ్ సెంటెన్స్ అంటే క్వశ్చన్, క్వశ్చన్ని అసర్టివ్ సెంటెన్స్ ఓ సాధారణ వాక్యంగా మారుస్తాం. అలాగే సాధారణ వాక్యాన్ని క్వశ్చన్గా ఎలా మారుస్తాం? Let us see. Interrogative. Is not wisdom better than riches? Wisdom. Wisdom ante riches, sampada. Sampada kanna wisdom ante man of wisdom is called a wise man. Ante ento విజ్ఞాన సంపద, ఎంతో నాలెడ్జి, అది రిచెస్ కన్నా ఎక్కువ కాదా? అసర్టివ్ సెంటెన్స్, విజ్డమ్ ఈజ్ మచ్ బెటర్ దాన్ రిచెస్. సో వాట్ ఈస్ బెటర్ దాన్ రిచెస్? విజ్డమ్. విజ్డమ్ ఈజ్ మచ్ బెటర్ దాన్ రిచెస్. రిచెస్ కన్నా విజ్డమ్ చాలా బెటర్ అయింది. దాన్ని క్వశ్చన్గా మారిస్తే విజ్డమ్ రిచెస్ కన్నా బెటర్ కాదా? అవును, విజ్డమ్ ఈజ్ మచ్ బెటర్ దాన్ రిచెస్. అసర్టివ్ సెంటెన్స్గా మారిపోయింది. దట్ ఈస్ ఇంటరాగేటివ్ సెంటెన్స్ ఈజ్ ఎస్ నో క్వశ్చన్. ఇది అసర్టివ్ సెంటెన్స్. అండ్ నౌ లెట్ us see the second example. Interrogative sentence. Can the leopard change its spots? Leopard దాని స్పాట్స్ను మార్చేస్తుందా? No. The leopard cannot change its spots. So this is assertive and that is interrogative. Again, that is an yes/no question starting with a helping verb can, and this is an assertive sentence, but there is no change in the meaning. Can the leopard change its spots? ఆ చిరతపులి దాని స్పాట్స్ని, దాని మీద ఉన్నటువంటి చుక్కల్ని లేకుండా చేస్తుందా? అది జరిగే పని కాదు. పుట్టుకతో వచ్చినవి ఎట్లా మారుతాయి? the leopard cannot change its spots. So, let us see some more examples. Interrogative. Who doesn't know that 2 and 2 makes 4? ఎవరికి తెలియదు రెండు రెండు కలిస్తే 4 అవుతాయని? ఎవరికి తెలియదు? అది ప్రశ్న. Assertive. Everyone knows that 2 and 2 makes 4. ప్రతి ఒక్కళ్ళకి తెలుసు రెండు రెండు కలిస్తే 4 అవుతుంది. Now, from assertive to interrogative, I never asked you to do it. నేను ఎప్పుడూ నిన్ను అడగలేదే ఆ పని చేయమని. I never asked you to do it. దానికి క్వశ్చన్గా మారిస్తే Did I ever ask you to do it? నిన్ను ఆ పని చేయమని ఎప్పుడన్నా నేను అడిగానా? ఎప్పుడు అడగలేదు. I never asked you to do it. So that way assertive turned into an interrogative sentence. The first three models, there we have changed interrogative sentences into assertive sentences, and now it is vice versa. Assertive is changed into an interrogative sentence. See, look, some more examples. There is no sense in doing that. Assertive. There is no sense in doing that. ఆ పని చేయడంలో ఏమంత మాత్రం కూడా సెన్స్ లేదు. Interrogative. Is there any sense in doing that? ఆ పని చేయడంలో ఏమైనా సెన్స్ ఉందా? ఆ విధంగా చేయడంలో, ఆ పని చేయడంలో ఎంత మాత్రం సెన్స్ లేదు. అంటే what you have done is a senseless activity. So, sixth one, it matters nothing whether we win or lose. ఇవాళ రోజుల్లో చాలామంది ఏదన్నా చక్కగా వాళ్ళు అనుకున్న పని చేస్తే ఆహా నేను అనుకున్న పని అయింది అని ఎంతో ఆనందపడతారు. ఇఫ్ దే లూజ్ దే ఫీల్ సారీ, బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ కరెక్ట్. It matters nothing whether we win or lose. This attitude is quite right. Change it into interrogative sentence. What does it matter whether we win or lose? గెలిస్తే ఏమిటి, ఓడిపోతే ఏమిటి? ఇవాళ ఓడిపోతాము, రేపు గెలుస్తాము. ఇవాళ గెలుస్తాము, రేపు కూడా గెలుస్తామని గ్యారెంటీ ఏముంది? రేపు ఓడిపోవచ్చు. సో వాట్ డస్ ఇట్ మ్యాటర్ వెదర్ we win or lose? Nothing. You are there and your ability is there with you. Adi, that is the matter here. So, assertive, it matters nothing whether we win or lose. That is an assertion. And interrogation, when we change it into an interrogative sentence, what does it matter whether we win or lose? And now, changing imperative sentences into interrogative sentences and vice versa. Imperative, stop talking. Stop talking. That is imperative. Order. If you can change it into interrogative, if you change it, it can be changed into a yes/no question. Will you stop talking? Stop talking. Will you stop talking? No change in the meaning, but the type of sentence is changed. Similarly, shut the door. Shut the door, will you? Or will you shut the door? Shut the door. Will you shut the door? That is interrogative. So, the form has changed. The type of the sentence is changed, but there is no change in the meaning. Let us see some more examples. Imperative, please get me a glass of water. Will you please get me a glass of water? Please get me a glass of water. ఓ గ్లాసు నీళ్ళు తీసుకురావా? Will you please get me a glass of water? So, both mean the same. Please get me a glass of water. దయతో ఓ గ్లాసు నీళ్ళు తీసుకురావా? గ్లాస్ నీళ్ళు తీసుకురా. రెండవది గ్లాస్ నీళ్ళు తీసుకురావా? Will you please get me a glass of water? Both means the same. Will you get out of here or not? will you get out of here or not? ఇక్కడి నుంచి నువ్వు వెళ్తావా లేదా? Imperative, get out of here. Both mean the same. So, meaning is just the same, but the format is different. The first one, will you get out of here or not, is interrogative, a question which begins with a helping verb, and when you change it, it will be an order like thing, imperative sentence which begins with verb, get out of here. Now, vice versa. Will you please give me a lift? Please give me a lift. Will you tell Srikanth to come here? Tell Srikanth to come here. Okay? Likewise, we can change one kind of sentence into another kind of sentence without changing its meaning. When we have got a clear idea of the various types of sentences, then we can change one type of sentence also into another type of sentence without changing its meaning. Now, let us revise once again what all we have discussed today, the sentences, different types of sentences, and how the different types of sentences can be changed from one type to the other without changing its meaning. Okay? Now, how many types of sentences are there? There are 4 types of sentences. 1. Assertive sentences. 2. Interrogative sentences. 3. Imperative sentences. 4. Exclamatory sentences and wishes. So, assertive sentences, in these assertive sentences we have 2 varieties. So, look at the assertive sentences, they are given as examples. The examples 1 and 2, they are affirmative sentences, that means positive statements. 3 and 4, they are negative sentences, that means negative statements. Assertive sentences are nothing but assertions or statements or declaratory sentences, okay, or declarative statements. So, these are called assertive sentences. This is the first type of sentences. Then another type, second type, interrogative sentences. Here again we notice that there are 2 different subcategories. They are interrogative questions, interrogative sentences are all questions, and among these questions we find 2 varieties. One, the first variety is, look at the examples 1 and 2. Did you go to school yesterday? Have you done your homework? Here we notice that these 2 start with a helping verb, whereas sentences 3 and 4, they start with an interrogative word. So, sentences starting with interrogative words, sentences starting with helping verb. These are the questions, questions that start with helping verbs, questions that start with question words. So, the first 2 are yes no questions, the second 2, third and 4, they are were questions. So, interrogative sentences are of 2 subcategories. They are yes no questions and were questions. Imperative sentences, here again we have 2 varieties, orders and requests. Orders, shut the door, don't speak loudly in the class, get me a glass of water please. Here it is a request. Don't speak loudly in the class, it is a strong advice, although it starts with a verb. So, imperative sentences, orders, requests, and these orders and requests also include among them strong suggestions. Okay? And now, exclamatory sentences. We notice there exclamations and wishes. All these exclamatory sentences end up with a mark of exclamation. They express some sort of sudden feeling. What a fool he is. It expresses our sudden feeling of anger. How beautiful monument Thos is. We express our appreciation. What a pity. We express our sympathy. What a pity he met with a terrible accident. May God bless you. These are wishes. So, exclamatory sentences and wishes. These are the last variety of sentences or last type of sentences. So, we can also change them, transform one variety of sentences into another without changing the meaning. See, look, exclamatory sentences can be changed into assertive sentences. What a wonderful opportunity it is. It is a very wonderful opportunity. This is assertive sentence. Oh, that I were young again. I wish I were young again. Exclamatory, how kind of you to help him like that. It's very kind of you to help him like that. So, exclamatory sentences are converted into assertive. Now, assertive to exclamatory. He is truly noble. How noble he is. It is indeed a great pleasure. What a great pleasure it is. Similarly, we can change interrogative sentences into assertive sentences. Is not wisdom better than riches? Yes, wisdom is much better than riches. Can the leopard change its spots? Yes, the leopard cannot change its spots. So, likewise, we can change interrogative into assertive and assertive to interrogative. I never asked you to do it. Did I ever ask you to do it? Likewise, we can change assertive to interrogative without changing meaning. There is no sense in doing that. Is there any sense in doing that? Assertive to interrogative. It matters nothing whether we win or lose. What does it matter whether we win or lose? So, assertive sentences are changed into interrogative without changing any meaning. Now, we can change imperative sentences also into interrogative and vice versa. Stop talking. Will you stop talking? Shut the door. Will you shut the door? Like that. Interrogative sentences. Imperative sentences can be converted into interrogative and interrogative into imperative. Please get me a glass of water. Will you please get me a glass of water? So, imperative to interrogative. Interrogative into imperative. Will you get out of here? Get out of here. So, interrogative is changed into imperative sentence, but meaning is just the same. Will you please give me a lift? Please give me a lift. Will you tell Srikanth to come here? Tell Srikanth to come here. So, that way we can change one kind of sentence into another kind, one type of sentence into another type without changing its meaning. When we have a clear idea of the different types of sentences, we can change them. Okay?